Combat sports fans, and more importantly, BKFC fans, I am here with one of your new favorite fighters. You just don't know it yet. He is Nathan Rivera. He is a local kid done well. How are you, Nathan?
I'm great, Jeremy. How are you, man?
I am doing pretty good. We were just talking beforehand. You fight out of Dan Lambert's gym, ATT Lima, uh, right there in Atlanta. Where's that at exactly?
Yeah, it's on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth. It's like a spin-off of ATT. So it is ATT branded
Yep.
gym. It's run by Douglas and Diego Lima. Yes, sir.
MMA legend, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, it's packed.
That,
I mean, the house is packed, and we got Douglas Diego, Brantley Furr is my main coach and the main coach over there. And then you got Cody Durden, top 13 of the UFC. You got Trayshawn Gore. I mean, Jucal kind of runs all of them in the Atlanta area.
yeah.
You got, Will Brooks is another big name that's at a branch off gym of ours. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, we got a lot of great names.
It sounds like I'll be taking a field trip. I will actually be in that arena later for a hockey game, but I'm gonna try to look up that gym maybe.
Yeah, it's about 10 minutes from the venue.
Okay, we'll have to do that. Well, let's get into it. As a lot of bare knuckle fighters do, you had a initial run in MMA. Do you still do MMA?
No. So as an amateur, I did boxing, amateur boxing and MMA,
Hmm.
and then went pro, had a fight, and then I was like, man, I really want to check out BKFC. So checked it out, and then a year later, now we're here on my third one, and I haven't been to the gym where I haven't laced up my boxing shoes. I mean, I'm there every day like I usually am, and I just switched all my jujitsu, my wrestling, my Muay Thai to boxing specific things.
I think that's great. That's part of what I talk about on my show is that when it first started, BKFC was just where a lot of people that couldn't get fights could go get fights and still get some quality, striking and everything in. But now it has become the alternative to to everybody that just prefers to box or that sees this avenue like, you know what, I really enjoy what I do.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen more and more and more that people are when they go pro, they want to be a BKFC fighter. There's no
Hmm.
like, I want to dabble here, I want to dabble there. It's like, yeah, I want to be a BKFC fighter. I mean, they're doing great things with the amateur circuit too, BKFC amateur series and prospect amateurs. So it's like these people like are becoming a fighter to become a BKFC fighter. So I think it's really awesome. I think I got in at a great time.
Yeah.
When Connor bought the company, I was 2-0. And looking to go 3-0 here in a couple days.
Yeah, you do have two wins in the past almost calendar year. Back, yeah, this time last year, BKFC 53 in Orlando, you took out James Hyder. Kind of walk us through that fight. What did you see out of James?
I knew going into the fight, I knew he was a southpaw and he was tall. I do quite a bit of I do extensive research on my opponents. I know everything about them. I know what they eat for breakfast every day. I mean, it's very, very detailed. So, we had a game plan and everything that we wanted to do, we did in that fight. And it was an awesome finish. I was able to really cement myself, or not even cement myself, but just introduce myself to the scene and show everybody that I'm here and I'm here to stay and I'm here to take everything.
Well, I would agree that the win over Hyder, kind of everybody, it put you on the radar of a lot of people. But the win over Dustin Garrett, I think, cemented yourself as you're a force in this division. What was Dustin throwing at you?
Man, yeah, that fight was on like maybe a couple of weeks notice. So I always train, I always stay ready. In camp, out of camp. There's no change in my schedule. The only thing that changes is I eat when I'm out. And so that was a little bit tougher cut for me. Dustin, he all his wins as an amateur came by finish. So I knew that he was no slouch, and the same extensive notes on him is exactly what we put out. We knew that he would want to be on the inside. He's shorter. He's the same height as my opponent that I'm facing in a couple weeks. He has the same reach as my opponent that I'm facing in a couple weeks as well. So
Mhm.
yeah, he wanted to be on the inside. So we knew that we had to keep him on the outside and make him bite on some feints and fakes and stuff like that.
And we're talking with Nathan the Reaper Rivera. Uh, how'd you get the nickname the Reaper?
My first boxing coach, he he gave all of us nicknames, and that's what I think I knocked a couple people out, and he was like, Nathan the Reaper Rivera. That sounds so good. And I was like, cool. And he's from Red Hook. He's like a
Uh,
strong accent, and he was like, sounds good. And I was like, yeah, I don't whatever. It sounds a little whatever. And then next thing you know, it's just 3 years later, it's stuck and it's just followed me everywhere. So that is now my nickname. Yeah.
that's awesome. It does flow. It has a real good flow to it, and it's accurate. It's not, it's not in jest. It's very accurate because you very much, when you come through, you swing the sickle and it's over for people.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, I want to dig a little bit into this. As far as the way bare knuckle started way back in the day, it's probably one of the oldest sports, honestly, because we're pretty sure that cavemen probably did this too, just plugging it out a little bit. But a lot of times it was the working man. A lot of times it was the guy who worked all day and would fight underground at night. You actually have a background in welding. You actually have a degree in that, correct?
I do. Yeah. So I went to welding school because I knew that you can't fight forever. I needed a backup, like a safety net. That's the whole reason why I went to, and I was like, I can weld, then train. I'm not going to go to college. I'm not one of those guys. So I was like, let me learn a trade. It was 3 months in and out. Spent the money, went to school, and worked as a welder for probably like 6, 7 months. And I was sitting there, and I just was like, this is not what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I'm meant for more. I think God put me on this earth for more, and I just walked out. This is the first time I ever in my life I just walked out of a job. I was just like, yeah, I'm done. Took my stuff, jetted, and I found something that would fit my goals a little bit more, which is fighting. I didn't want to be tired. I didn't want to carry around heavy stuff. I didn't want to
Yeah.
be working that blue collar life. So now I'm in welding sales, which is awesome because it's great for my great for my body, the
Yeah.
recovery, and it's definitely it's been such a addition to my whole life.
Well, for people who don't know, which means they haven't been watching my show, which is it's their fault. BKFC is going to be, they call it Atlanta, but that is very much in Duluth, right there at
Yes.
the same arena that is right up the road from you guys next Friday, actually. And what's it going to be like to fight in Atlanta? This is kind of a new thing to Atlanta. We don't see a lot of honestly, we don't see a lot of MMA, let alone bare knuckle.
Yeah, so MMA, there's like one big promotion here, and I've fought for them countless times into the National Fighting Championship, run by
Hmm.
David Oblas and Jesse Wable. And I fought for them, and they're good friends of mine. So to introduce this sport to Atlanta and to be on, kind of on the cover of it. And actually, I picked these up recently to help promote the company, and it's got my face on the back of it. And I was like, dude, this is freaking awesome. It was like a surreal moment where I'm like,
Yeah.
this is so cool. I just remember making my debut here in Atlanta a couple of years ago as an amateur, and now I'm here on one of the biggest stages in the world, in the best sport in the world. So it means a lot to me. I like fighting in Atlanta. I like all my people there. I just like the extra pressure. The pressure,
Yep.
more pressure, more diamonds. That's kind of my mentality. Like, if there's a pedestal, I'm going to rise to it. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I love fighting in other people's backyards. I like taking people's O's away. I like being the bad guy. But there's certain pressures that come with each one. And these pressures that are here in Atlanta are definitely fruitful for my bank account whenever whenever they come this side of town.
Definitely so. It's going to be good having. There's a lot of hometown people, a lot of Atlanta and Georgia-based people that are on this card. Are you guys all from the same gym, or do you travel in the same circles?
I'm the only one out of my gym, American Top Team Lima, that fights bare knuckle. And it's kind of cool because I get to represent my gym that way. And then the Georgia communities, the MMA community is small, so I know a majority of the people on the card. If they're from Atlanta, I know them. And yeah, I'm just excited to, really, I'm just excited to have my people there with me. All these people that they support me. I go out to all these other states, and they have my back no matter what. So to be able to be
Hmm.
here in front of them, it means the world.
Well, for everybody that is either new to this sport or maybe they're MMA fans and they're not sure if they should check out this event, why should everybody be there next Friday?
I mean, so I'll give a story to answer that. I fought my first fight in Orlando. didn't watch any of the fights previously, like live, right? I'm in the back, I'm warming up. I fight, I go out, I get changed, I go see all my people that came with me, my team. And I'm sitting there watching these fights and I'm becoming a fan as I'm watching the fights after I fought. Same thing happened in Virginia. And then, recently I was in LA and I was at the BKFC show and I'm watching these fights and I'm like so into it. I'm like, I'm becoming a fan. So and I go to fights every weekend here to corner guys to help out the team. And I mean, I'm a fan of it, and I'm very much so used to combat sports. So somebody who's not used to combat sports, I mean, it's going to be like drinking out of the fire hose. You know what I mean? They're gonna just be like, this is awesome. So
Yeah.
especially my fight, before, during, and after, it's going to be a show. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a party for everyone in the crowd. So definitely come and keep your eyes peeled because surrounding my fight is going to be awesome.
Hey, I tell people there is nothing like a live fight night. I don't care what discipline it is, but BKFC knows how to throw a party, and it's going to be a fantastic party next Friday. He is Nathan the Reaper Rivera, and he's very busy, so I'm going to let him on to his day. Appreciate your time, Nathan, and we will see you down the road.
Absolutely, Jeremy. I appreciate the time. You live right down the road, so anytime you want to come to the gym, just let us know.
I will hit you up on that.